This is literally going to be the last and only lead gen guide you're ever going to need. So let's get straight into it, okay? So as you can see, all the lead gen advice, like from all these big gurus online, you have these videos online which telling you how to get the most amount of leads, how to get 10,000 leads in 10 minutes. And what I'm about to say is all of that is utter bullshit. As you can see, these are some of the results which I created for myself in a month. As you can see, $15,000 cash collected. And this system, which I'm about to show to you, is the only system on the internet that works. Yes, it's a very, very bold claim, but I'm being serious. This is the only system in the entire world that works. Now, here is you right now. You're tired of all these BS lead gen strategies. Some guy tells you, okay, this is how you generate 1,000 leads in a couple minutes. And all he's trying to do is he's trying to sell his own software or sell his own paid community. I'm not trying to sell anything to you. Like, you go and post content, you have no leads coming in. That's why you clicked on this video, because you're not getting leads from content. Your DMs are getting ghosted. You're doing outbound marketing, you're doing outreach, but everyone just ghosts you. No one replies back to you. Maybe you're running ads, you have shit ROAS, meaning you have shit return on an ad spend, and you just don't know what to do next. And that is exactly why you clicked on this video. And once you go through that, right, you're in that phase. Now you start looking at other people. You start looking at, how the hell is this guy booking 55 calls per week? How is this guy booking 5 to 10 sales calls a day? How is this guy booking, again, 10 sales calls a day, 5 calls a day without cold outreach? You start looking at these videos and your brain starts to make up stories about yourself that the online space isn't for you. You're not cut out for business. And that's just your own mind just going against you. And that's because all the lead gen strategies you've been told just simply do not work. But I'm about to reveal to you the only lead gen strategy on the entire internet that works. And it's going to be through the L.E.A.D framework. So it's a pretty funny thing, but it is a L.E.A.D framework. So if I go down here, so I'm going to cut the BS and show you the entire system, which is the guru. So this is the system all the gurus use, but they're not showing you. This is stuff no one in the industry, and I repeat, no one in the industry shows you. So as you can see, L.E.A.D, the L.E.A.D framework, and obviously D is the most important. So make sure you watch the entire video and save it for later. Now let's get into the first part. So as you can see, the first part is obviously L, and what L stands for is leveraging micro market visibility. This is the first step in actually generating a lot of leads. The whole point of this is to go against what everyone else is saying. Everyone else is saying go viral. You see people like Mr. Beast, Sideman. You see all these guys pop off on YouTube, getting millions of views, hundreds of millions of views in fact sometimes. And they're going viral, and they're trying to convince you to believe that going viral equals having more leads. Going viral equals you having more money. And that is not the case. If you look at all those big guys on YouTube, on Instagram, not the outliers, not people like Sideman, Mr. Beast, but smaller creators like that might even have a couple 100,000 subscribers. They're the ones that are not making money. Even though they're trying to go viral, their videos are getting millions of views. Look at all those TikTokers getting millions of millions of views. Yet look at the house they're living in. Look at their setup. Look at their room. They are not making money. So don't try and go viral. Like this is the new meta. The new meta is people that have 1,000, 2,000, even close to 10,000 followers. They're the ones making real money. Think about it. Look up on Instagram. Look at all the online coaches, guys, that are giving you actually good advice and selling their program. And their program could be like $10,000. They have 1,000 qualified followers in their Instagram following, and they've probably sold to around 100 of them, meaning they could have easily cash collected $1 million in sales. And a prime example is this guy named Stu Go, who's really popped off in the online coaching space. He has around like 2,000 subscribers, right? 2,000 subscribers, and if you see, he's making $150,000 a month. He's only 19 years old as well. So 19 years old, has 2,000 followers, making $150K a month. And there's a lot of other people like him that are young, that have small followings, but they're making so much money. And the main thing you need to understand is it's not a game of going viral anymore. It's a game of designing a proper ecosystem that attracts and nurtures lead. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in the L section, which is leveraging micro market visibility. Now, we're going to design this ecosystem without you having to go to the lead. So you don't need to do any outreach. You don't need to do any like cold outreach. All that shit's bullshit, right? So we're gonna leverage something else, which is a really smart strategy. No one is telling you this on the internet. So first off, you may not know what micro market visibility means. So the first thing What it basically means is to show up every single day. Not just show up every single day in terms of creating content, but show up every single day in specific ecosystems. Now, not just any random ecosystems like random online communities, random online Reddit forums. It's specific ecosystems, which your ICP is already in. Now, this is not mass markets. This is not targeting everyone in the entire niche. This is specific curated communities or content threads or niche platforms and groups for a specific segment of the entire market. And these are all engaged viewers. If these guys aren't engaged, well, there's no point. They're not going to buy from your product. So these guys have to be engaged. So let me run you through the golden trifecta and how we're actually going to be implementing leveraging micro market visibility. So this is what I like to call my golden trifecta, which is Skool, WOP, and Discord. So Skool is basically an online platform where you can host online communities. You can search it up at skool.com. It's pretty simple. Then you have WOP as well. WOP.com is another one. You can host your own info products, start your own communities. WOP is more for people that help people make money online. That's the stigma around WOP. And then you have Discord. Discord, again, is really, really good. People chat once again like against each other, and there's a lot of massive online business communities or whatever niche you're in. There's a lot of communities in that niche. Now, this is the golden trifecta. If you can master even one of these platforms, you can go a long way and make $100,000 a month. Now, by no means am I saying I'm making $100,000 a month. I'm still very far away from that. But I'm teaching the steps which I'm taking to get me to $100,000 a month, because I believe by the end of the year that I will hit $100,000 a month. And I'm going to show you guys the entire thing on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys subscribe. And also, if you want help in your business, just implementing the systems in your business. Now, I know we haven't gone over many systems, but like, just general systems like golden trifecta, how to master these and make $100K a month with your business, leveraging AI solutions. Click the second link in the description to book in a call with me, and we can see if you're a good fit to working with us. Now, you may be asking, how can we actually implement this into my business? Well, that is exactly why I have 3 advanced tactics for the L system. So the first one is obviously comment hijacking. I'm going to go in more detail on all this. Then we have content triangulation, and then we have mini zooms. Now, bear with me. I don't think you guys have heard of any of this stuff, which is exactly why I'm telling you this. And all the big dogs in the industry are doing these exact 3 things to leverage micro market visibility. So if we open this document up here, we should be able to go into these 3 strategies. So again, the first one is content hijacking. And this is not something which is being taught upon in the space a lot. So if we open this up, let me show you these 3 advanced tactics. So yeah, now you guys can see my screen. So the first one obviously is comment hijacking. Now, in comment hijacking, what the first thing you need to do is target identification. Now, inside of target identification, what this basically means is I want you to pick 3 to 5 creators that your ICP follows. So the first thing again is to nail down your ICP. If you don't know your ICP, go through some of my recent videos in my YouTube channel. You'll find some that will tell you exactly get started with this. So first off, ICP just basically stands for your ideal client profile, and it's basically who you're targeting. For example, agency consultants or SaaS coaches. Just pick 3 to 5 big creators in your niche and see exactly who they follow. Now, I want you to monitor their feeds via Feedly or Skool notifications, Discord. That's whether they have a free community or not. Go into that free community, go into their entire ecosystem. Now, the next thing is a rapid response. So within 5 minutes of their new post drop, because let's say these guys have a Skool community, they're going to be making frequent posts, right? So within 5 minutes of that new post, I want you to drop a 1 to 2 sentence story. For example, when I switched from cold DMs to funnels, I tripled my bookings. Like, let's say they actually said drop like a business tip which helped you guys. Say, I switched from cold DMs to DM funnels, I tripled my bookings. Or let's say something else like share your story down below. That's when you share your story and you want to add a crisp tactic. So exactly how you're helping people. So you're basically just giving a bunch of value. Now, next thing is a soft CTA. Now, I wouldn't say DM me if you like to swipe file, but I'll actually record a loom. So I'll obviously write the comment out, and then I'll record a loom on top of that, just going over all the contents of the comment, and then a soft CTA at the end, just saying DM me if you want more information, and people are going to start DMing you. If the loom is like 4 to 5 minutes long, the owner is the founder or whatever, the creator is not going to be bothered to watch the loom because they have better things to do, and that's how you take advantage of it. They're not going to watch the loom, so they're not going to kick you out for having a CTA. Next thing is proof capture and recycle. So I want you to screenshot your top replies, your tracks, likes, and then I want you to turn them into image carousels or short clips for your own content creation. So for example, how I got one client from this Skool community, how I got one client, how I stole my massive influencers clients, you can turn it into content, and then people are going to be curious on exactly how you do that, and they're going to reach out to you. equals more clients. Now, next thing is advanced implementation. So we're going to go over first thing, detection. So I want you to become the first person to add value in the comment section. And what this does is it cements authority. People have connected your name to giving value if you're giving a lot of value. For example, Skool is to join a lot of key groups, join a lot of massive groups inside your niche. I want you to turn on notifications. So whenever the creator makes a post, you're going to be the first one to reply and just give a bunch of value. Next thing, Discord, just join a lot of niche servers, activate thread notifications, for example, hashtag growth, and just be active in there and give a lot of value. Next thing is value stories. So again, when you create relatable mini stories, it's going to be way better than just giving generic advice because stories connect with people. And if you have something which resonates with people, it's much more likely to convert. For example, for Skool, you can have you can make a post giving a bunch of value, but include your story inside of it. In Discord, again, you can talk to people back and forth, tell them about your story. Now, next thing is now giving a tactical nugget every now and again. So, for example, you want to give one actionable takeaway. It's going to drive curiosity, and people are going to be like, "Damn, this guy's got some massive source. I want to see more of this." Right? For example, you can attach a PDF or link to some resources. Discord, you can embed the template directly into your message. Now, you don't have soft CTAs. The soft CTA is like a low pressure invite. It converts around 20-30%. You don't want to do it 100% because then you might have a chance of getting kicked out. Now for Skool, I want you to use the link to a free Skool community, like a small link. Like let's say you have a text, you can just embed it in the text. On Discord, just invite responders, people that respond to you, to a private channel or a DM, and start talking to them privately. Proof recycling. So in Skool, you can be, if you have a top reply, have a top reply. If you have a top reply, make sure you leverage that. Make sure you give as many results because you get comments pinned now. The best comment gets pinned on Skool by the owner. Now, if you have an amazing comment, try and get pinned because a lot of people will see that comment. For Discord, auto archive screenshots in the wins channel using the bot. Now, that is comment hijacking done. Now, let's move on to content triangulation. So content triangulation, you want to pick one core problem. For example, inconsistent course bookings. Now, this is one core problem of your ICP, not just you, for your ICP. Then I want you to create 3 formats of types of content. One could be a text post, could be a 5-minute breakdown of your entire solution, then a talking head video, so a 60-second clip with key steps, and then a screen walkthrough, a 3 to 5 minute loom, just showing your entire whatever the content was about. Now, what you want to do is once you've created that, you want to distribute it inside your ecosystem. So the first ecosystem again is Skool. So text, again, just make a regular Skool post. Video, you can record a Loom video like I am right now. You can embed that into Skool posts, and then screen sharing videos. You can then obviously make another post and tell people to watch the Loom, and that could be the screen. Now for Discord, text could be just post in any channel. Video could be just, again, embed your YouTube videos link while giving a lot of value. And then just screen share videos like Loom videos, just giving it in the value section. Next thing is engagement loop. So I want you to end each format with one question. This is like a small CTA just to spike engagement a little. So for example, what step double your calls? And every time someone comments, I want you to personally reply to every single comment. It's just going to nurture clients so much more. Now, just an advanced implementation. So first thing is you want to signal consistency. So I want you to batch schedule all 3 videos in a 1-day scheduler. So I would schedule it across 3 days. So I wouldn't do everything in 1 day. I would schedule it the day you created all the content, but I would schedule it for the next 3 days. Now for Discord, you can have a posting bot that does it across the different channels. Now you want to anchor the problem to a solution. So the root is always ties back to your lead method, the lead solution. So I want you to brand each post with a lead badge or tag, or just even your logo as well. Just improves brand recognition, and every time people see that logo, they're going to associate it with you. And if you've built up a good reputation in the space, associating something with you is pretty good because they associate value with you. For Discord, it could be to create a custom role or highlight your posts. Now you want to pin. So add them to the pin module. So this is for your own community, right? You want to add them to the pin module. Right, so let's say someone gives you a pin module. Now, cross-pollination, this is to drive your audience through all 3 formats. So for Skool, I want you to link the text post to a video loom, and in Discord, pin a comment linking it back to your text thread. Now, final thing is data capture and optimization. So the root is to know which format converts best, because once you find out, that's when you can double down on that. Now for Skool, you can use there's a bit of analytics feature. You can just see the likes. So from the likes and the comments, see which one gets the best engagement. And for Discord, you can just see as well. You can try some analytics bots to log reactions and link clicks. Now, the third thing in this is mini zooms. So mini zooms is to first off define a razor focus. So what's the razor focus you want to help your clients with? And then what you want to do is you want to create a scarce invite. So, for example, live Zoom for 5 coaches this Saturday, 7 p.m. AST. Learn my 3-step DM loop. This is for people that are already warm and nurtured. You want to send them a warm DM in the DMs. You don't want to send this in the comment section because you're just going to get booted. You want to send it to people that you've nurtured, you've talked to. You want to send it in DMs. Now, event setup, you can just use Skool. If you have your own Skool community, you can use your own Discord community. You can set up like a Google Meet or a WhatsApp group. Then what you're going to do is you're going to deliver high impact content. Now, just make sure you don't have too many people on the Zoom. Have it for 3 to 5 coaches, just giving them a bunch of value. And this could be a 10-minute teaching, your core DM loop, a 10-minute live Q&A, and then a 10-minute route with a next step offer, which could be to book in a sales call. So that way, you've just automatically secured 4 sales calls minimum. Now you want to have a hyper-personal follow-up. So within 24 hours, I want you to DM every single attendee, referencing something they said, plus sharing a custom loan tip. Now, advanced implementation for this is obviously you want to have scarcity and urgency. So you want to tell people this is only for 5 people. You want to use like this emoji, right? Precision messaging. So you want to tell them a specific outcome. So what is a specific outcome from the Zoom? Next thing is a structured agenda. So tell them what exactly the call is going to be about, what exactly is going to happen in the call. Personalization at scale. So I want you to use personalized follow-ups. This is going to help increase your reply rate and asset recycling. So these live sessions could become lead magnets. You can put them on your YouTube videos. You can put them in your, you can do them to the Skool posts, text posts. It's just even more content for you, right? So just host these mini Zooms. This is something which I'm telling you, no one in the entire space is doing. This is something no one in the entire space is doing. And if you can adopt this in your business, you're going to be ahead of 99.9% of online business owners. Now, if you want this implemented into your entire business, book in a call with me down below and I can help you get set up. Now we're back to that. So we've just completed the 3-step advanced tactics. Now we're going to move on to the next step, which is E. And E is basically engineering instant proof loops. Okay, now we're moving on to E, which is to actually engineer instant proof loops. So again, what does this actually mean? So first off, you need to understand that perceived authority is manufactured. So perceived authority is basically the authority which you craft around yourself. So you can craft a really good authority around yourself if you set it up in the right way using the right systems. And again, I'm going to be teaching this to you in this entire video. So you need to understand, you don't need a portfolio of massive client reviews of things you've done, massive projects you've done. All you need is to be really specific and be consistent. Now, what does this actually look like implemented, or what does it actually mean? Well, you need to understand authority is online, is less about credentials, less about how many degrees you have, less about how many awards you have, and it's more about pattern recognition. Look, if people see you as a problem solver, solving problem over and over and over again for them, they're going to assume you're an expert. And what this does is it perceives, you see, you're manufacturing perceived authority. That's the entire point of this, is to instant proof. This is the entire instant proof loop. That's the entire thing from a top-end perspective. Now, let's actually implement it, right? So proof loops, what it basically is stacking small results into a big belief system. And this is a belief system we're indoctrinating inside the client or the lead head. So the 3 advanced tactics we're going to be using to actually do this is, first off, we're going to be doing win drops, live proof, and we're going to build a proof tracker out. So let me show you this entire thing. So now let me just share this tab real quick. Now you should be seeing the 3 advanced tactics again. So the first one is win drops. So let's dive a bit deeper into win drops. So the entire thing, so first off, we can do a daily story format. So you start with a client profile, for example, SEO freelancer, SaaS business owner. You want to state the micro result which they got plus the time frame. So for example, 3 calls booked in 4 days, 3 sales closed in 4 days, 10K PIF in the past 30 minutes. Then what you're going to do is you'll name your tactic. So this guy used my 3-step warm DM funnel. This guy used my whatever funnel it's called. And you can deliver this through either Skool feed, Discord, Instagram, Facebook stories, or whatever you want to use. Just make sure you spread on all social media platforms. Now, how can you actually implement this? Well, again, the main insight we're implementing is rapid, repeatable wins. It's going to spark trust more than just big case studies. It's going to be those small wins that add up over time. In Skool, you can have a win of the day inside your Skool community. And then you can batch schedule this through a scheduler. You can tag clients with permission to boost authenticity. Now in Discord, you can do order posting while the daily bot and just encourage others to, share their own wins. That is win drops done. So again, small wins adding up over a long period of time Right, now let's move on to advanced tactic number 2, and this is going to be live proof. So first example is tutorial breakdown. So you want to pick a prospect asset. It could be to choose a post, a sales page, a DM script from a member or a public creator. Now you want to do a mini teardown session. So you want to record a 3 to 5 minute loop just highlighting what exactly worked and what exactly needs tweaking. Now you can actually showcase your tweak, for example, the headline swap or the DM hook rewrite. Now this is basically just like building proof live. Now you can deliver this through Skool, Discord, making a Skool post. You can even make a YouTube video on it as well. And you can even send it privately to that person to deepen the rapport and the relationship you're building around them. And you can clip it up into weekly approved reel. Now, how can you implement this? Again, this is a real-time critique positions, and it positions you as some sort of like person who's helping other people. So in Skool, you can have a live proof channel. You can add a before and after resource with timestamps, and you can do the exact same thing in Discord. Now, advanced tactic number 3 is having a proof tracker. So let's break this entire thing down. So the first thing is a central repository setup. So you want to build a Notion database or Google Sheet titled Live Wins. And the columns could be client, result, date, method, link to proof, and then you could do a screenshot or a loop video. And then you want to have a weekly update ritual. So every Friday, I want you to add new wins and review for trends. You can do a public share so you can link this into your Skool style, your course, welcome modules, add it to your Discord, whatever. And then you can invite members to share their own wins. And you can also even use UGC content. This is user-generated content. And this is going to skyrocket social proof, especially in testimonials. So that is that done. So that is the 3 advanced tactics to engineer instant proof results done. Now, if we go back to the Mara board, now if you can do this successfully, you should have built up a lot of perceived authority in space, and your name should be connected with someone giving value. Because again, the more value you give to people, again, by giving them a lot of proof. So again, leveraging micro market visibility. If you can do this thing really well, build a name up in Skool, Discord, or whatever community you're using, and then transition into the E phase, which is actually engineer instant proof loops and actually share a bunch of your client wins, client results, just things you've generated for your clients. What this is going to do, it's going to not only position you as someone who's giving value, but it's going to position you as someone who's actually credible and actually can provide client results. So therefore, if someone is struggling, who are they most likely going to go towards? They're going to go towards you for help, right? That's exactly when you can sell them on your offer. Now we move on to the next phase, which is A, and this is basically to architect pre-demand pathways. Now, the thing I want you to understand is the best leads aren't found. The best leads are not found. They're created by making people realize they've been solving the wrong problem. So you want to brainwash your leads into thinking they're solving the wrong problem. Now, what does this mean? Well, instead of waiting for someone to hit the pain threshold, I want you to create conditions for it. Amplify the pre-existing pain by reframing what exactly they believe. And when you reframe what they believe is already broken and you craft a new perception and a new belief inside their head, that's going to just skyrocket your entire thing. So let's go over the 3 advanced tactics. Again, the first one is you're doing it wrong. Reframes, private DM only assets, and narrative posts. So let's actually dive way deep. So if I open this thing up for the advanced tactics, so the first thing again is you're doing it wrong reframe. So this is like basically just reframe the entire thing now. You guys can see my screen now. Okay, so first thing is I want you to identify a broken belief. An example is if you think posting more content equals more clients, you can then challenge that new belief saying, no, posting more content does not equal more clients. Actually having authority content creates more clients. This is basically identifying a broken belief and instilling a new belief into the prospect head. Now, a couple of ways which you can do this is by crafting a weekly post. So the headline could be you're doing it wrong, why your content is not landing your clients. And then in the post, I want you to expose the myth in 2 to 3 bullet points. I want you to introduce your reframe belief and then close with the CTA at the end where you can just take it to a step further and actually nurture them a bit more. So comment the word shift for a private breakdown video. The next thing is post and engage. So I want you to publish native Skool in the native Skool feed in your Skool community and respond to every shift comment within 1 hour to maintain urgency and actually get to the comment ASAP. And again, the quicker you are, the more money you're going to make. Now, how can you actually implement this? Well, again, this is basically public myth busting. So you're basically busting all the myths and it's going to build contrast and it positions you as a truth teller. Because if you can make sense in your belief, if you make people believe in what you're saying, they're going to believe it's true because if you speak with such conviction, they're going to believe it's true. So for Skool, you can pin each you're doing a wrong post and reframe it into dedicated mindset modules. You can connect a mindset shift module in a weekly post inside your Skool community. In Discord, you can do the exact same thing. Now that is your don't go wrong reframes. Now the next thing is private DM only assets. This is really, really powerful. So first off, I want you to create the asset. This could be a 3-page PDF or a 5-minute loop, just basically solving a core problem. For example, that problem could be booking calls. And then I want you to get it with a CTA. So in the post, I want you to say DM me for an exclusive asset. So DM me the word DM and I'll send you over my entire framework. And then you're going to get a bunch of people to comment. And then what you can do is you can just send it out to every single one. The next step is the deliver and track. So as soon as someone sends you it, sends the comment or whatever, I want you to send the Loom PDF. And then I want you to log every single request in a simple spreadsheet or CRM so you can track out with these guys and follow up with them. That is private DM only assets done. Now let's move on to narrative posts that trigger demand. Let's break this entire thing down. So I want you to select a transformational story. So this could be a past client who was stuck and then he unlocked insane results simply through your system. The structure could be the hook. They thought more webinars would fix it until they tried this. The struggle could be describe their blind spot. The turning point could be how your system revealed the breakthrough. The outcome is a concrete metric. And the CTA could be drop the word fire if you want the entire blueprint. Now the placement is this again. You can pin it in the start here or in the mindset shifts module. Again, that's the entire thing. Just make sure you include it in your onboarding flow. So those are the 3 advanced tactics for actually to architect pre-demand pathways. That's a really advanced concept, but once you get the hang of it, it's going to be amazing. Now, what this thing does is it actually creates demand. So this entire thing in A, you're actually creating, this is like a proper nurturing process. You're nurturing your entire clients. Now we move on to the final step of the framework, which is D, and this is to basically design a low-resistant close engine. So this entire thing, L.E.A, the first 3 steps of the framework, all tie into D, which is the final step of the framework. Now, you don't need a funnel. What you need is basically frictionless conversations. I feel like peer-to-peer solutions, right? Just a frictionless conversation, not a proper sales call. It's like you're having a conversation, but you can easily close them. So what does this actually mean? Well, the more your process mirrors a natural result or just a helpful, genuine chat, instead of like a formal pitch, the easier it is to convert. It's as funny as that. So let's go for the 3 advanced tactics. And the first one is, again, DM. It's going to be the doctor frame. It's going to be clarity called reframing. And it's going to be async closes. So if I open this up real quick, it's actually going to the 3 advanced strategies. I have to share this tab. So again, it's actually a 4 system. So then you have a follow-up system at the end as well. So the DM frame with the doctor frame. So you guys can be able to see my screen. The DM frame. So first thing is permission. So I want you to ask consent. Like again, if you ask consent or you don't have permission, well, they're gonna be on guard and they're gonna have your sales guard up. So I want you to ask consent. So mind if I ask you a few questions to see if this is fit, and then you're gonna diagnose this. So you're gonna identify the choke point. So where the leads drop off for you is a traffic, trust, or conversion. You're gonna prescribe them. So I want you to offer them like a freebie. So here's exactly what I would do if I was in your situation. Then move over to advanced implementation. So people buy when they feel heard, not sold, right? So you want to make them feel heard. So for example, in Skool, you can use proper DM templates, like literally for them with placeholders such as name and a drop-off point. So you're making it personalized for them, as well as an automated follow-up message. That is step 1. Then let's move on to clarity call reframing. So this is basically rephrasing the invite. So it's not a sales call. It's a 15 or 20-minute fix session. The script could be, I can show you how I fix this in 15, 20 minutes if you're open to it. Send them the DM, send them the booking link, and they can book in a call with you. Then what you want to do is you want to pre-frame the agenda. So you want to say the goal of this call is, again, to identify one bottleneck, one opportunity in business, and how exactly I would implement it. So what this does is, specificity removes anxiety and objections. So how can you implement this is by creating a dedicated fixed section booking link labeled no pitch clarity call. And then you can add an automated calendar invite to every single member that joins your Skool community. They can book in, and yeah, that's it. Now move on to async closes. So this is voice notes on Discord. So I want you to record a 1 to 2 minute voice explanation, answering the entire question. You can do video replies on Skool using a Loom. Again, just even more nurturing. So what this is asynchronous replies, but you're respecting their busy schedules, even if they don't book in a call with you. So you want to enable video replies or private messages, such as a Loom. You want to make it shorter than 2 minutes because people don't have a lot of time in their business. Now, a follow-up system. Now, I want you to track every single lead. You can tag users in a CRM or just a simple Google Sheet. It could be commented DM to diagnosis to prescription to call. You track every single lead in a CRM. You don't have 48-hour inside job. So after a call or a DM, after 48 hours, send a fresh tip or an updated Loom based on your last conversation. So basically, just giving the prospect a bunch of value. Again, you can automate this entire thing. And this is just going to make it so much more easy for you to close the prospect. Now, that is actually the entire lead system done, and how you can generate insane amounts of lead for your business, and not even just generate leads, actually close them as well. And this is something which no one in the entire online info space is telling you. Now, if you're serious about actually building a scalable lead gen system that actually brings in high quality clients, I have my free community link, first link in the description, has over 500 members. Join that below. If you're the 600 member, you're going to get a special price, so make sure you're that person.